Hello and welcome to this video. In this tutorial I'm gonna briefly show you how you could use this project to build up your laboratory web pages or any similar website. So the only thing you need to do is just clone its code and start using it. Everything is ready, you need to just follow my instructions. It is based on Laravel 8 and I have used BackPack for Laravel for building it up. So head over to the root of the project and in the terminal just write composer install to install all the dependencies. After a while it is done. Now we need a database, so I have already made an empty one using these credentials. Then we can easily run PHP artisan migrate to migrate all the tables to the database. So if I check it out again, I can see that the tables have been migrated down here. Now it's the time to create our first user, who is the super admin as well. So just simply write PHP artisan backpack user. It's asking for the name. And the password. Now that it's done, we can run the project using PHP artisan serve. And now if I go to this link and add /admin afterwards, we can visit the login page. So now let's enter. When I enter as the super admin, you can see we have three choices. First is dashboard, which is a blank page, file manager, and an authentication part, which the super admin can manage users and permissions and give them roles. So first let's create a new user. Let's call it a student. Now it's saved. So let's add another one and call it a professor, an email, hit the save, and we have. Now let's see what's inside permission section. So when I open it up and want to add a permission, you'll notice it's just a name. So when I head over to the environment variables files, you can see that we already have defined 3 permissions. So the admin is the one who can completely manage the whole CMS, and profile is a permission which allows users to add profiles, and demo is just to demonstrate the websites without giving access to edit anything. Now let's go to roles and add the roles. So I'm gonna add these 2 roles. These are supervisors, so whoever owning this role will be defined as supervisors, so anyone can add them to their profiles as supervisors, like students. Now let's assign these users a few permissions and roles. For example, the super admin, which I'm gonna give it an admin access. Now as you can see, as soon as I hit the button, all the menus for the CMS will show up. So let's give another user another permission like profile, so the students can have profile. Oops, I have to confirm this password. Hit OK, so it has another, and let's give a professor a supervisor role and an access to profile, and again password. So you can also define a new password each time. So now we can also add permissions to the role, so whoever has a role will also have the permission as well. Now let's log out and enter as a student and see what's going on inside their panel. Now you can see there are only two menus, and the first one is a profile. So let's create a new profile, give it a name, and now I can see the supervisor's name. So let's hit the save. Oops, I have forgotten to add the image, and now save, and it's okay. So if I want to be greedy and want to add another profile, I won't be able to do so, and also I just can edit my profile and no one else's. So let's see the other option we have, that is tags, which we can define our keywords. So whenever I define them, I can use them in my profile. Okay, now let's log out and see what's inside the admins panel. So I'm gonna enter with an admin user. Now you can see that we have other choices and we no longer have file manager and authentication. So the first one is the main menu, which can be the top menu of the website. So let's add a page for it. Notice slug will be the link, so it can be the same as title, and introduction and conclusion are the first and the last text that will be shown in the profile, and anything between are sections which can be assigned to these pages. A chunky text for the conclusion, and hit the save. Okay, now we can easily go on and define a section and assign it to the page we defined earlier. So let's add a title for it. A dummy content, and it can also have parent and icon. So I'm gonna do it like this and hit save. Now let's add another one. This one is going to be a draft, not published, and it's okay. Notice that all the actions and buttons are here, so you can easily edit by a click. Now let's head over to the side menu. Side menu can be the left hand side or the right hand side menu of the front end part. Now the first thing I'm going to do is to add categories. Categories are the menu items which can have children and become a cascading menu item. So if I hit the save button and add another category and give it a parent, it will be like these menus, so they can open up to other menu items. So let's add a name for it. A link and an icon. Hit the save. Now we are ready to add articles to these categories, but now I'm gonna skip it to the galleries. Gallery is where you can add your image or videos to demonstrate on the galleries page. So it must have an image, and a video link is not required, so we can also have an image without a video link, so it's just an image. Now let's add images for the slideshow. As you can see, we have to define two ratios for our image, because the portrait one can be used for the mobile view and the horizontal one for the desktops. In the footer, we can define our footer contents. Notice that we can have multiple columns and each one has a title, and it must be more than 5 characters. Let's add another one, and let's say we want 3 columns. Now let's add rows to those columns. Rows can either have a link or not. Same for image. They can have small images. Now let's add another row for another column without a link. So without a link. Save and done. Settings is where we can define other options with key value pairs. For example, let's say we want a copyright sentence and write the value which is the sentence, and I also can write a description for the developers or for the administrators to give them a hint. You may have noticed that edit has 2 or more options. They are translations. You can easily define them inside the config backpack crud.php file. This file consists of many locales. And whenever you want to edit a translation, you simply go on like this and add your another language translation to the field. Now that it's done, allow me to show you that the admin can do anything with anyone's profile as simple as this. Delete is also possible, same for tags. And now let's see what's this reorder button. First, allow me to add more profiles. Save. Oops, an image is required. Now let's hit the reorder button. As you can see, you can reorder them and give them the arrangement to demonstrate how they will be shown in the front-end page. In the categories, we also can give them a parent and child relation. And that's it. Thanks for watching.